Technically, yeah, it is Eurojank now, isn't it? So we had an update from for Kingdoms of Amalur, the DLC that we've been waiting a long time for. So if anybody doesn't remember, THQ Nordic, back to back about them, but they re-released Kingdoms of Amalur last
Mm-hmm.
year, Re-Reckoning, one of the most stupid names, but also kind of like memorable.
Hmm.
And they said that they were going to not only did Re-Reckoning do general remaster stuff and it included the two existing DLC expansions, they said that they were going to do new content, which is kind of crazy for a game that you thought was dead in the water, like the series, obviously 38 Studios and everything to do with that mess that Jason Schreier's written books about and stuff. But to have new content for a game that has a huge cult fan base, and it is a very good game. It's not like it's not actually a very janky game at all. But they hadn't said anything. Like, it's been 14 months since the game came out, and they said they were going to have new content, and there was even additions that included what that new content is, and people haven't obviously had that content.
Hmm.
So they've drip fed some information over the months, but finally this week they kind of gave the most concrete update we've had about where it's at the moment, which is basically in a Steam blog post. They said that the reason why Fatesworn, which is what the content's called, is taking so long is since they had to basically rebuild the content creation pipeline from scratch, whereas they were taking existing assets that 38 Studios and Big Huge Games kind of, worked on. They were creating stuff from scratch here, so they actually apparently had to rebuild it all. But they're in the final stages of development now, and they think that they're actually going to be able to wrap up in a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not that means that we'll actually see the DLC release by the end of the year, you'd hope so if they're saying a few weeks. But I know obviously there's certification, there's QA, that they could be talking about pre-QA and stuff like that and full testing. So I'm really looking forward to playing more Amalur. I'm a huge fan of the original. I mean, I even bloody played through the Japanese version as well. It's a game that didn't get the credit it deserved. It has one of the best action RPG combat systems. It's basically your dark side as God of War mixed into like a traditional RPG with its combat. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. But yeah, so that's finally an update on Fatesworn for Kingdoms of Amalur.
Awesome. Is it
Nice.
available on Switch?
Kingdoms of Amalur is available on Switch.
Awesome. Cool. I'll play
Yes,
I
that.
have to say,
Re-Reckoning.
Eurojank is such an offensive name for
Yeah, I'm
for
so
a genre.
offended.
The
It's
thing's
like,
like,
European double A almost,
yeah.
right?
I mean, Kingdoms of Amalur was, as you know, was developed by an American studio originally, but
True.
the studio that's working on this, I'm assuming, like THQ Nordic is obviously European. I'm assuming the studio, I think it's Keiko, I think. I assume they are, but I'm not sure where they're located. So,
So it's ex-Yankee Eurojack.
Ooh,
ex-Yankee Eurojank.
Yeah.
I've already got a question for next week to open the show to ask you guys on a similar theme to this. Let's hope I remember it. I probably won't. All right. Well, that rounds out the news.